This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The home team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know I done seen things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,
All right. What up, though? Good afternoon. We're in the afternoon, man. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Tuesday, August 4th, 2026, man. I was unable to make training camp today. Kind of sick about that. But, you know, unforeseen occurrences, right? So we're at that point. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're going to get everything popping. Again, we're going to get this channel back up and running. Excuse me. Syndicats is probably postponed until next week with everything that I have going on. So just a heads up about that. Bonzilla in the building. Braylon says, Melvin, better fork that bread. What up, Tactical? Appreciate you, my man. Bonzilla in the building. Brad, get this deal done. All right, well, listen. Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it because we got a lot of people today that are very vocal about the Jahmyr Gibbs deal and should it be done. Got a lot of homers in the comment section, bro. A lot of homers in the comment section of my. What are you talking about, bro? You know, one thing that bothers me about Detroit Lions fans is y'all can't separate reality. And I'm not talking about people in the chat, but, you know, obviously, of course, on Twitter, this is kind of ridiculous to me. But, you know, if you say anything that opposes not only the status quo, but like what the homers of the team, then you know, it's a problem. Let me see. We got Denzel in the building. Jalen Duran still hasn't signed. I'm sick of it, man. I know. Why are we even talking about that fool? What's up, Will? How you doing, man? All right. So let's get into this information. Let me pull up my bookmark so we'll have that. And I'm gonna get straight into it, bro, because I see I done touched the nerve with y'all in the off season, but it ain't my responsibility. So why it doesn't really matter. So let's get right into it. All right. Looks like I'm kind of upsetting people, and it's cool, man. I don't want to definitely be a slappy. So, and it's not up to me, you know, at the end of the day, it's not my decision to make, but what we're talking about is Jahmyr Gibbs. We're just going to get straight into it. All right, hold on. Let's restart that, bro. I can't have a cough in a segment that early on. All right, before we get back into the segment, Bucky, am I copying Madden? Bro, I have not. Bucky, how old are you, bro? I have not played Madden in exactly 20 years. The last Madden I played was 2006. Yeah, that was the last Madden I played. When I bought PlayStation 3, I didn't even buy it. I bought Heavenly Sword and a second controller. So, yeah, I have not played Madden on the last 3 generations, which is crazy. So, anyway, let's get it popping. All right, so we're going to get straight into it, man. Bijan Robinson gets a record-setting deal this morning at 22.5, essentially, is what it's going to be. Now, SpotTrack had his market value at 18.9. Jahmyr Gibbs' market value was and does still remain at 20.2. So we're having some dialogue. It's mainly me, but I'm getting assassinated early on by Detroit Lions fans about should Jahmyr Gibbs get paid more than Bijan Robinson? And I, right now, am standing on the plank by myself. I don't think he should. Allow me to plead my case. All right, stop drinking the spike Kool-Aid, hence the name of this show that this segment is being recorded on. Take off the Honolulu blue colored glasses. Should Jahmyr Gibbs be paid more than Bijan Robinson? Let's do this. If Jahmyr Gibbs played for the Green Bay Packers, would you say that still? If he played for the Chicago Bears, would you say that? If he played for the Minnesota Vikings, would you say that Jahmyr Gibbs should be paid more than Bijan Robinson? Be honest. Answer the question. Put it in the comments. Don't be a slappy. Don't be a homer. Be honest. Put it in the comments. Whatever answer you put is your answer. It's the right answer. But you got to be honest with yourself. In my opinion, Jahmyr Gibbs shouldn't be paid more than Bijan Robinson. Why should he be paid more than Bijan Robinson? Bijan has had the heavier load. He's done more. I had a discussion with Motor City Cats earlier this morning, and he said something that was pretty cool. He said that Bijan was the better all-around back, but Jahmyr Gibbs is the home run hitter. That's true, 100%. But why would I not pay Jahmyr Gibbs 20? What is this? We want to claim that we have the highest paid running back in the National Football League. You know what amazes me? This is what amazes me about Detroit Lions fans. And I'm sure it's like this in every fandom. When we talking about selling the bank or selling the farm, breaking the bank. Now, a running back is not going to break the bank. They're going to eventually get to 30 million, but they'll probably never reach 35, 40 million. So you might not consider that breaking the bank. But if it was any other position and they were the highest paid at their position, you would say it's breaking the bank, right? Jahmyr Gibbs, a couple of reasons. And something I don't hear is as well. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the lead back. Now, of course, I'm not wishing injury upon any person because that would be evil. But what happens if Jahmyr Gibbs gets hurt? God forbid he gets hurt. Then what, right? It's part of the game. I expect players to get hurt, but what happens if Jahmyr Gibbs get hurt? But the reason that I would not pay him this early, or I would pay him, it just wouldn't be that much. I would give him his 20. I'll even give him 21. I'm not giving him more than Bijan Robinson. You know why? Bijan Robinson had Tyler Algier, and Tyler Algier get like 4 carries a game. Bijan Robinson was the all-around back. He rushed, he received, he put up numbers on both. Tyler Algier barely did anything. Then you have Jahmyr Gibbs. What did we see last year? It could have been the play calling. It could have been the offensive line. This is not a knock on Jahmyr Gibbs by any means. It is a prove to me that you are worth being the highest paid running back in the National Football League. So let me ask y'all. Gibbs is, according to 40, Gibbs is getting 24. He will get 25. Okay. All right. So I have heard there's been no answer to my question. There's been no answer to my question. I asked you at the beginning of this segment. Okay, 1021 says Gibbs has more touchdowns and has affected winning more. Okay, 10. That's fair. So what he deserves. So because he has more touchdowns and affected winning more, he should be paid more. So it's not, we don't really care about what he can do in between the tackles, as I'm trying to understand you. So y'all, nobody answered my question. Nobody in the chat answered my question. Now, don't feel attacked. Don't feel that I'm being hostile. I'm just trying to have a conversation. But nobody in this chat has given me a legitimate answer. When I asked you if Bijan, if Jahmyr Gibbs was on any other team in the NFC North, would you feel like he deserved to be paid more than Bijan? It's a yes or no question. That is the only answer I'm looking for. If you say yes, fine. If you say no, fine. But nobody in the chat has answered it. You know why? Because you're saying this because this man plays for our team. That's why you're saying it. That's why you're saying it. We don't know what Jahmyr Gibbs has done we don't know who he is without David Montgomery on the Detroit Lions. Not to say that he can't be better than he's been. A lot of things affected the way he ran the ball last year. It was the offensive line. It was a hodgepodge paper mache. It was Johnny Morton. Okay? But what I do know, and this is a fact, that when David Montgomery came out there, he got positive yards a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs would get stuffed in those same situations. Like Motor City Cats brought out earlier today, Jahmyr Gibbs is a home run hitter. I was watching a ESPN segment about, and one of the guys on there was talking about, they brought up Bijan Robinson and about tackling him. And they agreed, or they said that Bijan was the better all-around back. And he should be paid more than Jahmyr Gibbs. They talk about tackling Bijan and how you're going to miss. The first guy's going to miss. And you're going to have to bring him down after that. Jahmyr Gibbs is a get past you, not to say that he can't run you over, not to say that he can't break a tackle or two or three. He's not David Montgomery in that situation, but he is if you don't touch me, you're not going to. Bijan, on the other hand, will get caught from behind, but that's after he gains 60, 65 yards, right? So for me, I need to see a bit more. And you know what's lovely to me? Now, I'm not the guy that's like, okay, let's wear Jahmyr Gibbs out. Let's utilize his entire rookie contract. Let's franchise tag him twice, and then let's throw him away. I'm not saying that. Here's what I would propose. And I put this in my video over on Lion Syndicate. This is what I would say. If I'm all about the player, right? So if I'm Jahmyr Gibbs and I say, okay, you know what? The Lions come back and they say, Jahmyr, we love you. You know, we want to pay you. We can't do that, but we can give you 21. And Jahmyr says, which is his decision, because don't forget, he's under contract for 2 more years. It's his decision. He says, you know what, Brad, I appreciate that, but I'm the best there is. He pulls out Apollo Creed and he's like, listen, I'm the best there is. Ain't nobody better than me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get my money. I'm going to get my bag. And at the end of this year, I want 25, right? I'm going to show you what I can do. Pay me 25, because this is a big deal. You have to understand what just happened today. What just happened today is Bijan Robinson became the highest paid running back in NFL history. That happened this morning at 22.5 per year. If Jahmyr Gibbs tops that, the Detroit Lions will have paid the highest running back in NFL history. Y'all understand that? It's just funny to me how y'all, you vacillate based on where the player plays. How good is he? So put in the comment section. Again, has anybody answered the question? 1021, I see your comments, bro. But I'm still waiting on the answer to my question. Has anybody answered my question about Jahmyr Gibbs? If he played for anyone else in the NFC North, would you say the same thing? This segment has been going on for 8 minutes and nobody has put that in the comment section. So your assignment watching this video is to put in the comment section, do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs, would you agree that he should be paid more than Bijan if he played for any other NFC North team? That's the question that I have. Look, this is not my decision. I don't think it takes away from how good the man is. At the same time, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a guy who's under contract for 2 more years, who has, in my opinion, something to prove to be the highest paid running back in the National Football League. But that's what I also love. I love that about, YouTube giving me the voice to be like, I can say whatever I want to. This is my opinion, and that's all it is. Ultimately, I have no effect, none, on the decision. I'm just here to talk about it. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. Love Jahmyr Gibbs. I also love this too, because this is the pick that made Brad Holmes Brad Holmes. Think about that. This pick made Brad Holmes Brad Holmes. Nobody was really tripping after year one. Amon-Ra St. Brown became a stud. Penei Sewell. We already knew that stuff was going to happen, but nothing shook the world like that 2023 draft. When you take a running back, which is funny to me because nobody talked about Bijan being drafted at 8. No one talked about that. But when we took Jahmyr Gibbs, it could be because we traded up. Because remember, we had 18. We had 18. We took Jack Campbell. No, we had 6. We traded back. And maybe somebody thought we were going to do something else with that pick. But nobody talked about Bijan like they did Jahmyr. So this is the pick that made Brad Holmes Brad Holmes. And from then on, positional value villain and, blah, 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 what y'all saying about the pick now and yada, yada. So here it is. Put your money where your mouth is, bro. Make him the highest paid. It don't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. You make him the highest paid or not. Look, that's great. We have something to talk about. But I'm just having some dialogue here. Do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs is earning it? To me, it's just funny how I think we elevate players who play for our team that might not necessarily deserve it. I'm not saying that Jahmyr Gibbs is not deserving of a deal, but should he top Bijan Robinson? I don't think so, not yet. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what yours are down below. Let me see. 1-8 says, yeah, without question, he would be. Brad just takes forever to come up with contracts. Goff needs to restructure again, maybe 8-2. Why would you ask this if you didn't dislike Brad? King Turner, what are we talking about? No, y'all, y'all are lying, bro. Y'all are so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. Snow Lions, you the only real one in the chat, bro. Y'all, look, I said during the segment that there was no wrong answers, and I do, but I'm going to call y'all out. Y'all are lying. I know y'all, bro. Y'all are lying. You know how I know you lying? Because soon as somebody gets traded, no matter how good they were with our team, they're washed. There's no way, bruh. There's no way that all of y'all are telling the truth. There's no way. So I'm going to call cap on all y'all. Bro. There's no way. And look, I'm not lying. There's no way. There's no way, bro. Okay, here's a question. Is I don't even think this is fair. Is Justin Jefferson better than Amon-Ra St. Brown? 1021, y'all lying, bro. You are lying. There is no wrong answer, but y'all lying. Is Justin Jefferson better than Amon-Ra St. Brown? I'd rather have 2 David Montgomerys. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Of course he is. Okay, there we go. A real answer. Okay. What else? Is Myles Garrett better than Aiden Hutchinson? William says health-wise, no. That ain't the question, bro. That ain't the question. Hey, Spence, did you see my comment, bro? Did you see my comment? Spencer says Gibbs shouldn't be paid more than him, but the Lions gave him all the leverage to force their hand to pay him more. You know what, man? I feel like, I don't know. Gibbs is better. Amon-Ra and the True X. I think those were too easy. I'm an Amon-Ra St. Brown guy, but I think he's better. Wait, what? I think paying Gibbs this year is a big mistake. So listen. To be honest, look, there's no wrong answer. And yes, I believe y'all capping. I think that you are capping. I have been part of this fan base long enough. I've been making videos for 5 years. If a person is a dog with the Lions, then they are traded or they leave or whatever. Y'all cannot, all of a sudden, they trash. They are trash, bro. So I'm not buying it. I don't think y'all being honest. I think some of you are, but I don't think the majority of you are. There's no way if he played for an NFC North rival, y'all would say he was worth more than Bijan. I think that is a straight homer thing. What up? What's up, Khaled? What's good with you, man? With the super chat. Appreciate you. Says, funny how people trip when you actually have a sound opinion. I also don't understand why people are actually happy that Brad has to pay up for Gibbs' contract. Wouldn't you rather have more money to spend? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Look, it's almost like whatever I say is a problem. I think I have a face. I think, you know how people have a punchable face? I think I have a punchable voice. You know what I mean? Like, people do not like my opinion. They just don't, because I think it's equated with negativity, but it's actually realism. Let me see. Who left and was still a dog? I don't know, bro. I'm just throwing it out there. It was just it wasn't a real thing. It was just out there. Who dropped more passes last year with equal amount of targets? Depends on the player. You're the Joker, remember? Yeah, you know what, man? I'm less of it now, but that's because the season ain't here. Okay. Here we go. Thank you for bringing that up. David Montgomery. Do you think that Isaiah Pacheco is better than David Montgomery? David Montgomery is cooking over there in Houston, and I will be watching him. Do you think? But everybody was like, you know what? Shout out to who said it in the comment section. Shout out to you, bro. Sion, appreciate you. Because that was the perfect example. At 28, 29 years old, David Montgomery should have been a Detroit Lion. The minute he left, he wanted too much money. The minute y'all thought he was complaining, which he never did, by the way, y'all wanted to paint this narrative that David Montgomery was the problem. Oh, all of a sudden. Now, keep in mind, David Montgomery did not make a peep while he was here. Do you think all of a sudden he's just going to start doing that? All of a sudden, he just is so loud in the locker room, and he's so loud, and he wants to be traded, and he's a diva. All of a sudden, because Brad and Dan were not using him right, because he wanted to be a factor in this team. And what did they do? So you know what? Jahmyr Gibbs will be the highest paid running back in NFL history. You know why? Because this is Brad's baby. Brad Holmes loves Jamison Williams. He loves Jamison Williams is still, to me, Brad's favorite pick. He loves Jamison could poop in the Cheerios, and he'd just scoop it out and throw it out. He'd just scoop the poop out and still eat the Cheerios. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the pick that defined him, because that's when the whole NFL world was opposed. They were stomping on Brad. You don't know, positional value. You don't know it, yada, yada. And then he comes out and have a rookie, season. So Dave Montgomery, perfect example. Shout out to D's Bags Gaming. $5 super chat says, what up, though, Unc? People just don't like having their rose-tinted glasses taken off. I appreciate that, man. Listen, I'm not saying that I don't like Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm not saying that Jahmyr Gibbs is not that guy. What I'm saying is don't you think, okay, let me ask you a different question. Do you believe, do you think Gibbs has done enough? Now, keep in mind, he has not played a season without David Montgomery. He has not played a season without Monty. Do you think he's done enough? Really? I mean, and here's what I saw. I saw him getting stuffed a lot last year. He got stuffed a lot last year. It was almost like last year and yes, you got the play calling, you got the offensive line. No Frank Ragnow. It was bad. It was really bad. But at the same time, Barry Sanders, he had the most negative yards in NFL history. And we don't ever talk about that. We talk about how great Barry Sanders is. He 15 yards back and then get 30 yards. He did, remember that? What was that clip, man? Barry Sanders did all of this. I mean, he running, juking people left and right. He got like 2 yards when it was all said and done. But it was glorious. Nobody cares about the 2 yards. They cares about everything that happened before that. Shout out to Will I Am with the super chat. Says, Derek Gibbs should be paid, and it didn't matter what team he's on. Also, Malcolm Rodriguez is injured. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is better than Justin Jefferson, and Aiden Hutchinson is better than Myles Garrett, in my opinion. Okay, Will, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate all of that. And that is your opinion, and you're entitled to have that. Let me see. Where we at here? Shout out to Muhammad with another super chat. Says, nah, I think we're in a time where if you're having different opinions, you're shut out of conversations. Same way with politics. You know what? I think so, because of how bad we used to do, bro. Like, we used to be bad. So now people are latching on to everything, and they're unwilling to point out what's not great. And also, I think that there's a lot of mob mentality in fandom. You can't, I mean, think about it. Think about going to the games, right? It's literally one mob versus the other mob. It's my team versus your team. And we have like teams within team fandom. I'm team, I want Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to be successful. But I'm also a realist at the same time and have to say, hey, it might not be where they like. Is it beyond reality for me to say, hey, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell may not be the guys to take us there as a team or as individuals, but what they could do is prepare they could set up the team to be taken to the next level by someone else. I'm looking at Dan Campbell, specifically Brad Holmes, because I think Dan Campbell sticks around. I think Brad Holmes is like, he would be compared to Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors, where you build a team, somebody else comes, kind of puts the cherry on top, and then they finish the job, right? Think about this. Bob Quinn, was responsible for 2/5 of the offensive line, and he sucked. He was terrible. He got fired. He brought in Matt Patricia, but he also brought in Frank Ragnow. He also brought in Taylor Decker, right? So to me, I think that we're just, and that's why I think it's important that you have to keep your voice. You have to keep your voice. Man, what's up, bro? Muhammad with another one, another $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, big dog. Says getting paid and having the highest contracts are two different things. Let me see. Where we at? Dre Bags Gaming with the $5 super chat says, ain't no way you just caught me D's Gaming, you got to fix that. Yeah. Hey, bro, look, I wear glasses. The chat is small. That's my bad. That's my bad, bro. I read, okay, so I saw Dre, but I said D's. That's my fault, bro. I apologize. You did not have to pay for a correction, my friend. Let me see. Barry rushed for 4,300 yards in first 3 seasons. Gibbs had 4,500. Let me see. Bijan had 500 more yards in his career than Gibbs. That's my bad, bro. Hey, that's my fault. I'm sorry. Gibbs is not as good as Robinson either. Wow, 500 more yards. Okay, so you know what? I think that it's great. It's healthy. What we're talking about is healthy. And you have your opinion. The ultimate thing is it's not our opinion. We have no factor. We don't. I just wish y'all stay consistent. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like y'all don't stay consistent. But I understand that that's part of being a fan. I feel like I'm a different type of fan. I feel like I'm a fan that's outside the club, because y'all in the club and then the club catch on fire and can't none of y'all get out. I'm outside the club. And I hate to say that because that's probably not the best thing to say, but that was the first thing that popped to mind. I'm outside the club. I didn't really go in because I was like, yo, it's too many people in there. I don't want it. That might be a fire hazard. So I stay outside the club. I can't, man. I just don't. Now, if you ask, here's what I didn't say during that segment. After year 2, I think that I would have probably paid. Like, I would have been like, okay, I would have said that Jahmyr Gibbs should be paid more than Bijan. But after what I saw last year, I just saw 2 different types of running backs. I saw one that could basically get whatever he wanted, and I saw one that had a tough time. That's what I saw. Gibbs is way better than Robinson. Okay, all right. So let's do this. Let's put a poll up. Start a poll. Can y'all believe we got football? And let's see. That's one of the things about having a team-centric channel. You're going to get biased. Like, y'all not going. I already know how this is going to turn out. How many people do we have in here? We have currently 77 people in here. I know how this poll is going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know how this is going to turn out, but hey, might as well do it. Might as well do it. We still got to bring in Dan Campbell's presser. I've super chatted about trading Gibbs before we traded Montgomery. Okay, hold on. If I missed the super chat, just remind me. Okay, so not today, bro. You just mean period? Okay, where we at? Bijan is more complete, not taking anything away from Gibbs, but he thrives with a good old line. 1H, that's all I believe. And I wouldn't have said that last year. I wouldn't, going into year 3, I would have been like Gibbs but seeing what I saw Bijan like really last year, I don't know what it was. It was a bunch of Falcons games on in my area, and I was like, ooh. As a matter of fact, it was one of them, what was it, Monday night? It was one of them games, man, where he played Tampa. It was like near the end of the season. I'm like, oh. And I love Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Like you said, bro, not taking it. And I think that's, people get so protective of these players. You know what I mean? I was watching Doc, and this was a few days ago, one of his shows at 7. He was saying, who is the one untouchable person from the Detroit Lions? So let me ask y'all this. Who do you believe, to you, who is the one untouchable person that cannot be traded no matter what from the Detroit Lions? I thought his answer was somebody in the comments put in this answer. Who would you say is the one person that is untouchable? And whatever you say, what up, kid? What's good with you, man? Rashad says, anyone who says Gibbs isn't better, don't know ball. Robinson is good, but Gibbs is better. I don't know. Okay, 1021 says Panay. Yes. First Doc said Hutch, and then somebody in the comments said Panay, and it was like, oh yeah, Panay Sewell. Yep. Okay, Will says Aiden Hutchinson is untouchable. Golf, 1A says golf for Panay. So, okay, I think that's a great number 1, number 2. You could put it any way. It's funny because you got like the DN, my favorite position, and then you have the offensive tackle, right? Specifically the left tackle, or Panay Sewell, because he's so talented. When you talk about generational talent, you're talking about guys like him. The one person, right? Everybody else. You know who y'all didn't say? Amon-Ra St. Brown. You didn't say him. You know who you didn't say? Jahmyr Gibbs. You didn't say him. Didn't say Jamison Williams. Right? Didn't say Jared. One person said Jared Goff. One person said Jared Goff. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs should be paid over $20 million. I don't think he should make more than Bijan. That's just what I mean. Yo, I saw that. Hey, who is the Bears QB1? I almost threw up. I was like, yo, I barely could watch the clip, because seeing Khalif Raymond in a different uniform, like specifically that one, really made me, I was like, what is this? What is this? And by the way, I cannot stand Ben Johnson. Like, I forgot how much I hate him as a coach until I saw him, the press conference, popped in my feed, popped right. It's almost like we never left. You know what's crazy? Is we've been off for, like, there's been nothing to talk about. The NFL was on life support in July. It always is. But it was on life support. I'm talking about do not resuscitate the minute football is back. Boom. It's so many stories I can't even keep up. But I'll probably include this in my observations video later, that the Sione Vaki, we're going to have a segment about him. That was Jalen Johnson. I say, oh my God. Daquan says, why is we criticizing our players? Y'all love hyping up every other team players. I don't get to. Daquan, what are you talking about, bro? Who criticizing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? What are we doing? We're not criticizing. We're stating, we're critiquing. We're also stating a fact. What are we talking about? That's why we ain't won nothing, bro. What are we talking about? I don't get it. Maybe if we did that more, we would have won a Super Bowl by now. We have to be real about this stuff. Listen, my videos, now that the NFL season is back, my videos are getting recommended to my own channel because YouTube does that. It's like your videos will recommend your own videos. So I always watch my videos before I put them out to make sure I didn't miss anything, a sneeze, a cough, whatever it is. And I'm seeing all these videos pop up from past, and I was cooking in those videos. I was cooking, bro. If you go and you look at the history of this channel, I'm not wrong a lot. I get hated on a ton, but I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Last year I said we didn't have a Super Bowl roster. What happened? We didn't even make the playoffs. Everybody got hurt. Like, what are we talking about? We're not saying, we're not criticizing. We're critiquing. Yes, okay, King Turner. I'm gonna live stream on the Gridiron Blitz, my other channel, the Hall of Fame game and all the preseason games. I'm gonna try to resurrect that channel. The 13th, I'll be gone. The plan is to go to Cincinnati. I've never been to Paycor, so I want to go there and knock that out the way for 70. I think it was like $70. So my own thing is, should I splurge to sit up front since it's a preseason game and it'll be cheaper? You know what I'm saying? Or do I want to do that for a preseason game? Or do I want to just get in there and watch the game, right? So it's more to go to the stadium than to watch the game. The preseason game that we play on the road, outside of that one, I will stream that game. And the Washington game, I'm going to go to. Raw Detroit said, no, it's called corrective criticism. We are just having a conversation. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Which channel is the main one? King Turner. So I have like, okay, so Lions, you mean like of the syndicate channels? Ooh. Might be no, I'm not going to change it. But I have several different channels that do different things. Pacheco couldn't be Bijan in his dreams. Pacheco runs a lot like Bijan. Pacheco is a power back. So is Bijan. Will, I love you, bro, but I got to disagree with 90% of your statements in today's stream. I got it. No. I'm sorry, bro. I cannot agree with that. Pacheco is, look, Pacheco, like for instance, Pacheco plays for my team. Yes. Yeah, look, this is how I feel about Pacheco. That's it. I have no, David Montgomery is who should be on this team. Have you seen him in Houston? Oh my God, bro. I might start watching Houston games. Speaking of Houston, I'm like, dog, you know what I haven't talked about in a long time? The pass rush position. And I'm just like, did Davian Clowney really go back to Houston? And didn't I tell y'all that he will never play for Detroit ever? He will never play for Detroit because we don't do that. If you sneeze, you don't play here. You don't. He will never play here. We lost our pass rusher for 7 to 10 days, and he'll be back. He'll be fine, but everybody getting hurt. I'm like, and you know what? I thought Dan Campbell was trying not to get people hurt. It seemed like that, but yet people are dropping like flies. Speaking of that, let's talk about it. Is it time to pull the plug on running back Sione Vaki? Yes, he is a special team ace. But you know what? I don't see a lot of Super Bowl winning teams with special teams being so, it's all about the special teams. If you're a special teams ace, it might be time to move on. He got a freak accident. Yesterday, he was poked in the eye, but what really happened is after he got poked in the eye, his nose was broken. So he could be out for a while. It reminds me of Carlton Davis. Got his jaw broken with his helmet on a couple years ago with the Detroit Lions. But it might be time, man. It might be time. It might be to stop valuing guys who have they have no contribution to the actual defense or offense. Special teams is great. They really are. I think the reason that the Detroit Lions love special teams so much is because, have you seen people playing on special teams? Running at full speed toward another man? It's got to be one of the hardest things to do in life, let alone in football, but in life, bro. Like, what are we talking about? So if you put in the work, because on special teams, in my opinion, you work. You don't from the snap to the tackle, it is 100%. Everything you're doing is at 100%. You're running at full. You ever seen the opening to X-Men? You got Magneto's crew, Professor's crew. They come together, and at the end of the clip, the intro, they crash. That's what they do. But Sione Vaki might be trash. I'm just saying. And we traded up to get this guy. He is not a running back for sure. Has no vision at all. At all. It might be time to go. It might be time to go. Will says Vaki is washed. Kier Robert says, I'm tired of the special teams pickups like the Grant Stewarts and having him return kicks. Man, that was a hilarious experiment last year. Fumbled every time. I was at that game, the Hall of Fame game. He was like, ho, ho, ho. He was playing hot potato with that ball. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. Levi O should have been cut with Josh Pascal. William, I agree with that as well. Cut Vaki, keep Sailors. So I am believing. I think that Sione Vaki is on the bubble. I think he's on the bubble. And right now, to be completely honest, I think special teams is the only thing saving him. I think, and this kind of ties back to our previous segment about Jahmyr Gibbs. I've always felt like this. Brad Holmes, no matter small or big, you could be Jahmyr Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell, or you could be bottom of the barrel. He will try to salvage you if he drafted you. Everyone except like the 7th round picks, Chase Lucas, Antoine Green. Nope, I take that back. Chase Lucas might be the only guy that kind of fought his way onto this team. In my opinion, Antoine Green, who's now retired for medical reasons out of the NFL, he should have not made this roster back in 24 or whatever it was. Caden Davis should have made this roster, but Antoine Green made the roster, right? It's been a lot of times. Now, we'll say that James Houston didn't initially make the roster. He was put on the practice squad. So it's not all of the picks, but a lot of times, but I think it's the ones. Broderick Martin. It's been a while since I mentioned his name. Broderick Martin should have never been drafted, should have never been traded up to get, should have never made the roster, should have never been kept for 2 seasons. All of those things are true. But because he was a draft pick, Brad just couldn't let him go. Vaki was never good to begin with. Facts. Facts. No vision, now with one eye. Alpha. That's cold, bro. That's cold. That is cold. Bijan had, okay, let me see. Vaki needs to be cut right now. Vaki should not take a roster spot. I've agreed with that for a long time. A long time. That, and I think, and this is no disrespect or offense to Vaki, but many players have been cut because they've been hurt. Ahmed Hassanin was cut last year because he was hurt. He was injury settlement. Contract, 6-round contract, done. He was cut. Right? You got to be, but Brad can do that with 6 and 7. You know who else I don't think, this segment not about him, but Mekhi Wingo. It might be time to let him go too. Kobe Sorsdahl. You know what? I'm sorry. I gotta bring this up because I saw this yesterday. I didn't read it for myself. I heard it from another podcast. Shout out to the podcast. I heard yesterday that Ahmed Hassanin won a rep against Kobe Sorsdahl. Kobe Sorsdahl won't be on this team come September 1st. Kobe Sorsdahl will not be on this team come September 1st. So does that really matter? No disrespect, not trying to take anything away from him, but in the subject of draft picks and holding on to them too long. Now, of course, Ahmed, I'm not talking about him. He get a chance. I'll give him a chance. But Vaki, it's time, bro. It's time. See, to me, in my opinion, the more trade capital that's spent on you, the more expectations you have, the higher the pressure is, in my opinion. Right? That's how I feel. That's why I was so hard on Broderick Martin, because of the draft capital that we gave up for and what we could have used as opposed to him. If Broderick Martin was there, we had pick 122. 122 when we took Broderick Martin. We traded up to the top 100 players. When you say it like that, it's worse to take a guy who did not make it to year 3 on your team, spent year 3 with 4 different teams, and currently just had a workout with the Arizona Cardinals. This guy was taken in the top 100, and you traded up to get him. So when it comes to draft picks and the Detroit Lions, they tend to hold on a wee bit too long. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Put Ahmed against Panay. Is Wingo doing good in camp? Kid, I mean, I've heard a couple things, like he went a rep or two. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say the spotlight is all over him. Oh, shoot. I'm running my mouth. The Gibbs segment went so long, I forgot to bring in Campbell. I forgot to bring in Dan Campbell, man. Okay, you know what? Let's bring him in. Let's get it. We'll end the show with that. Okay, y'all. Ah. You mean Devin White, TC? It's good. It's good. I just want to be clear. That's all. Whew, I'm sorry. Y'all. I had to take a moment. I'm sorry. I need to know, what is it about humans that as you get older, you also get less patient? You know what I noticed about kids? They have no filter. They will tell all your business. And they're not trying to be harmful. They just tell your business because that's what they do. They just tell your business. They will tell everything. That's why parents talk where their kids can't hear, because they will tell all your business. Okay? That's what they do. Old people, when you get older, you get less patient. And that is happening to me. I am not 50 yet. I will be 47 this year. And my patience is wearing thin for a lot of things. And I hate this. I'm looking up Detroit Lions, and what do I see? This nonsense here. I am so sick of this. You see the thumbnail I'm looking at? Detroit Lions just got news that changes everything. And you know what? That might be the least amount of clickbait that they've ever used. I cannot stand these dudes, bruh. I cannot stand them. And I have zero filter anymore. I cannot stand this. I hate it. I hate this. It doesn't matter about views. I don't care about that. I hate this. I despise this, as a matter of fact. You know what I despise worse? AI channels that are supported. An AI thumbnail is fine. I have no problem with them. They give you mad creativity. Yes, will we have to deal with Judgment Day in a little bit? Probably. Skynet is coming. And for a long time, I didn't use AI thumbnails, and I don't use them on Lion Syndicate for regular videos. I will be using them very soon, not for regular videos, but I'm trying something new on a different channel. I'm going to experiment with it. And on my other channel, I use them. I just started. They give you mad creativity. Put this in this. Boom. It's there. Okay? Plus, ain't nobody got time for all this thumbnail designing. But I cannot stand that. I hate it. I hate it. And you know what? I've never been afraid to say it. And now there's no filter. There's no filter. Something changed. It's changing in me, bruh. I lost my father-in-law. I'll be 47. Doc got fired from credentials. It's a lot of slappies in this space. I'm over it, bro. And I am tired. I'm tired of holding and staying silent. I will not stay silent anymore. They suck. They suck. They suck. Their content sucks. Their thumbnails suck. They suck, bro. I've hated them. I have hated their style from day one. I hate it. No more filter, bro. It's off. It's off. I hate it. And they just sit up there and the Detroit Lions you know what they do? This is what they do to cover their rear, is they say the title in the first couple of seconds. Here's how it just changed everything. And like I said, this is the least amount of clickbait that they've used. I hate it. It's okay to call out clickbait, so I'm calling them out. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, bro. I hate that mess. You have no integrity. And you know what I don't care about this. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm getting paid. I have integrity. Y'all love me. You love to hate me. It is what it is. But when you just sit there, and you know what else they do that I hate? I'm just going to tell you everything. I hate it. They can carbon copy themselves. They got all these different channels who do the exact same thing, and they just pump them out. They pump them out, bro. Business model is crazy. Integrity is zero. They have none. But their business model is ridiculous. It works. It works. They never argue. They never. Here it is. Where's the fan at in people? I guess that's what I'm getting at. Where's the fan at? How many content creators do you watch that talk about the Detroit Lions that you look and say he's a fan of the team? You can probably put him on one hand. I'm tired of the mass-produced, non-fan content. And I am sick of the clickbait. I'm tired of it. Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I look up Detroit Lions. I see okay. All right. You know what? Let's finish the job. We didn't go on this far. We didn't go on this far. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way, shall we? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of people talking mess. Let's go all the way. This is nonsense. Look at this nonsense, bro. Detroit Lions just got news that changes everything. Detroit Lions just got even more good news. Detroit Lions just planted their flag in the flag in the NFC North. Detroit Lions just got news that changed everything. Oh, wait, that's the same one. Detroit Lions just even got more good news. Detroit Lions just made a desperate move. Detroit Lions, Rookie just got everyone excited. Everything is the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. And you know what the worst part is? It's not even legit. Oh. Is we finished or is we done? I'm done. I am done, bro. I'm done. Look, I've been holding on to this for a long time. I'm sick of them. I am tired of them. And I'm tired of what this space has become. It is all about how many people can you get to watch? It doesn't matter if you have integrity. Why? For what? People with integrity don't tend to make money. They don't. You know how easy it will be for me to do this? I mean, I ain't saying nothing. Okay. I think I'm good now. Man, I think I had to get it out. Bro, I'm an OG. They're like OGs in the game, right? Me, Raw Detroit, Everything King, some other cats. We've been before we was back making videos in the 2010s, bro. We making videos in the 2010s. I'm tired. I'm tired of all these pop-up Detroit Lions fans. Pop up. The AI is ridiculous to me. I don't understand how many people watch that. How do you watch AI? It sounds AI. It feels AI. The whole reason I started making videos is because the national media wasn't talking about my team. And when they did, they were talking about stuff they didn't know. And now YouTube has given me a platform. Love me, hate me, it doesn't matter. It's given me a platform. But it has also made way for people that just want to make money. They don't care about anything else. Clickbait is easy. It's easy. But you know what you lose? Respect. You lose integrity. You diminish your content by putting clickbait. That's why when somebody says I clickbait, I go off because I don't. I put the entire video in the thumbnail. The whole thing. I do the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You know what keeps you coming back? Me and what I'm talking about. You can tell exactly what my video is about from the thumbnail. Because I put way too many words in there. But I had to earn that. I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of it. Y'all stupid, bro. Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you. Okay, look. This is the last thing. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can see something. And I promise you, we'll move on. I promise you. Okay? Like I said, their business model is impeccable. It's impeccable. Okay. I don't see it. All right. But what really kind of solidified it for me, and this is when like I really began to unravel with this whole thing. So I go to the NFC Championship game, courtesy of my wonderful viewers. Funded almost the entire trip. I just had to pay for the Airbnb and like the taxes on the airfare, okay? And a couple dollars for the tickets, right? But had I left my Cash App open, the whole thing would have been funded. But I already didn't feel comfortable doing it, okay? So I come back. I go. Turns out I have COVID. I watched the biggest collapse I think I've ever seen by a Detroit Lions team. We didn't get whooped. We were whooping. We were BTA. We were destroying the number 1 seed. And we should have ran away with that thing, right? I come home. I'm at the stadium. You got girls ready to fight me in San Francisco just because they're girls in San Francisco. You got dudes. You got people throwing some type of liquid in the air. I don't even know what it is. It could be pee. It could be spit. I have no idea. So I come back. Then I get on a plane to come home. The pilot calls us dastardly lions, coming off the biggest collapse. So now, mind you, I have COVID on the plane. I get home. You know what I see? You know what I see? I can't find the video. Is this the same? You know what I see? I can't, I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm not going to be able to find it. But when I tell you that they carbon copy everything, I see one of the guys, the one with no hair, I don't know what his name is. I see him on Sports Talk San Francisco talking about the Niners and their comeback win. What are we talking about? How are you not? How are you able to talk about the 49ers on a 49ers channel when your Detroit Lions were a half hour from going to the Super Bowl? And you smiling and rambling about the 49ers and how they came back. I was done after that. There's no way that you could catch me talk. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I talked to my wife. I talked to my son. I was the rudest I've ever been in my life at the airport. I told y'all this story. This old lady at the airport. Nice. She's nice. She's trying to be nice. I got on my Lions gear because I'm still representing. I'm sitting in the crowded Colorado airport. And you know what the lady said? Just like this. Oh, I was rooting for you guys yesterday. And I had to get up. And I didn't say a word. I just got up. I took my luggage and I walked away because I wanted to say, nobody cares. I don't care. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. People you know how you read the room? You read the room. Everybody in the airport could read the room. If you see don't talk to this guy. I looked like an angry black man that day. I did. Don't talk to me. If you watch what happened last night, you will not say a word to this guy. And I was like, I just got up, I took my luggage, and I sat somewhere else. How in the world are you making Detroit 49ers content? And that's where the pop-off comes from, gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen. This is years of built up. I'm just tired. I'm tired. And I think somebody got to say something. I mean, honestly, y'all, would y'all be able to say something? Would you be able to say something? You know what my wife says to me after the Lions lose? I'm sorry. You don't got to be sorry. I didn't play the game. But she said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dear. There was a time I couldn't talk to anyone after the games. Then my son was born, and then I kind of loosened up and realized what's important. And then I grew a little bit and was like, okay, I could talk, I can have a conversation. I used to be the dude, okay, Lions lose, you got to let Derek cool off. That was me. I'm not going to make a video about the team that beat my team after my team was leading at halftime. I'm not going to make a video. It was something ridiculous, like the 49ers just made the greatest comeback of, and I'm like, if you don't shut up. That's what I was like. Ain't no way I'm seeing this. I tried to find the video so you can see it now. Woo! I feel better now. No, I would have went from being excited to depressed. Angry black man. I'd be mad. Let me see. I'd be mad at the house. I can only imagine. Bro, and it was worse, Dre, because the pilot was like, congratulations. So it was me, and then a couple rows up, it was some San Francisco 49ers fans, and they got the chains on. I got my chain on. I got my blue on. They over there, and they sit, and they're like, Niners, Niners. And I'm like, if you don't shut up, like I was mad. I was upset, bro. It was probably the most upset I've been in a long time. And then the pilot is like, this is what do you say? This is a flight from Colorado to wherever we were going. We want to take a moment and celebrate the San Francisco 49ers comeback win over the dastardly Detroit Lions. And I'm like, dastardly? What does that mean? Dastardly. And you know what can anybody tell me what dastardly means without looking it up? Anybody tell me what you're on the plane, the guy that's responsible for getting you home safely. Can anybody tell me what dastardly means? My wife tried talking to me, but I was so mad. You and me both, D. Braylon says, I would have started breaking stuff. Hey, kid rapper, very close. Cowardly. It's another word for cowardly. And then I forgot to tell y'all. And so this is all a story. This is all a story, okay? This is why I popped off like I did with them guys. I cannot stand this. I hate it. This space needs to be reset. AI slop is taking over. And I'm not talking about thumbnails. Anyway, I get back to the hotel room. So I'm staying in the Airbnb. It's San Francisco. Everything is high. I'm trying to get there, right? The plane was $1,700 just to fly, right? Remember it was a story. It was a story. It was a story in Detroit that everybody was trying to get to this game, but the airfare was ridiculous. So I'm standing in this room. It's like a co-ed where there's beds in a room. So a lot of college students or people that were in school was renting this house. So it was a house. In the house had rooms, and the rooms had beds. So but I could walk to the stadium. So the stadium was less than a mile away from the Airbnb. Okay. And then we'll end the show. So I leave. There's me and a guy going to school. He's in there by himself. He's been there long. He's been there for a couple of months in this one bed, going to school, stuff like that. So I'm in the center bed. It's another bed that's to my right. It's empty at the moment. I go to the game. It's some Detroit Lions fans in there as well. I go to the game and I'm a little late. Everybody else leaving early. I'm late. So when I come back to the Airbnb, COVID is full blown. I just got, people, the walk home was probably the worst walk ever. And you're talking about like the walk of shame, walking from San Francisco, like Levi, as you should be going to a Super Bowl. At halftime, you literally are thinking about how you're going to the Super Bowl. How can you get to Vegas? That's what I let my guard down and I started thinking that. People in the atrium were cheering. They thought we were going. I heard people, they're like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. I can't believe it. I'm trying to find tickets. I wonder if I could go. All this stuff I'm hearing in the atrium. And I got my little 2 beers and I'm like, relax. We not there yet. We got a whole 30 minutes of football to go. We on the road. Chill. Like I'm saying this in my head. I go back. I get my 2 beers. I sit down. Okay. And I know that it's not over. But when I get back to my bed, it's a 49ers fan next to me. And let me tell you. Now, let me ask you this. Yes, I was live, Troy, for that walk. I was live, bro. If the signal was terrible, but if you could imagine being there and so now you're getting assaulted verbally by people talking about how goofy your team is. You get the celebration of, hey, Troy, you was at KC, right? So imagine you're playing, you're at KC, but they're chill in KC. They're chill. They're nice, they're a little condescending, but in Bang Bang Niner territory, they are raw. It's like you want to swing on them, right? So this fool, let me ask y'all a question. What do you get? What would you do if you walked into your room and you see a 49er fan, it was a dude, and he asked you this? What would your response be? So what's up with your coach? What's up with your coach? Why does he go for it all the time? You know what I said to him? I said, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk. And he was like, okay. I'm like, don't you talking about reading the room? My face is blue. My face is blue. We just blew. We've never been to a Super Bowl. And you know what made it worse? He's from a different state. He flies in he's a season ticket holder from another state who flies in. He's from Connecticut or something, and he flies to the games, right? What would you have said? What would you have said? I had to talk myself out of 4 fights. Hey, I told this story all the time. I got back and I told my wife. I had like this lady was my stadium wife for 1 minute. And we'll wrap up the show. She was my stadium wife for 1 minute. You can go watch the stream. As a matter of fact, I could pull it up, but we've been on long enough. This lady who was a Lions fan, she was sitting in the row ahead of me off to the side, and I'm sitting by myself, right? I'm there by myself. It's the row is full of Lions fans. Hey, Bright, let me tell you why she was my stadium wife for this moment. I'm in the hallway. You can see it on video, but you can't see her, but you can see me talking to her. The 49ers people would just mess with you. It's like, okay, I got to tell y'all the whole story. You're at the game and they're amped up. You know, we have no chance to beat them. We're out of our league. We have no chance to beat them. I mean, we come and we are smacking them. Jameson Williams, end around, killing them. Golf back there. They can't do. Malcolm Rodriguez picking people off. It's 17. We killing them. Whole stadium is like this, bro. They can't believe what's happening. I'm talking about pin drop quiet. Where was all the swag at, bro? Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. Look up the video. When you get off this stream, type in, oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. Type in that, watch the video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. Lions fans, now some of us were being obnoxious. I was just being cool. I've been here before. I haven't been here before, but I've been here. It ain't over till it's over. Cool. I'm nice. I'm cordial. I'm on the end seat. I'm getting bumped. I mean, on purpose. People like aggressively bumping me. So I'm doing this. So I'm getting fed up. Another time, it was finally one time I turn around, it's a woman. I'm like, what's going on? Then the dude got something to say. I'm like, look, she bumped me, bro. Chill out, right? So now everybody quiet. I'm talking about quiet. You can see the moment. It was either the Kendall Vildor catch or whatever it was. The moment the whole thing changed. And believe it or not, this whole story is about Sports Talk Detroit. This is why I'm talking about it. So I'm sitting there and I'm minding my own business. I'm chilling. I'm not making fun of nobody. I'm just chilling. I'm ready to done. I want to wait to celebrate. So the second half comes, and now they start coming back. So now and I'm up there with the rowdy people. So now the whole crowd, you could feel it, bro. And I said, oh my God, we about to lose. We're going to lose this game. And the whole crowd, and then the Kendall Vildor, then the Jahmyr Gibbs fumble, then now the crowd is in it. Now the Lions can't do anything. They cannot move the ball at all. The crowd is into it. Jared Goff is out there fumbling, stumbling, bumbling, all that stuff, right? So I'm saying to myself, oh, it's over. This is it. We had the whole fourth quarter, and I knew it was over. I said, it's over. We cannot overcome this. We don't have what it takes. The crowd is into it. It was the PA announcer. He was even quiet. Now he into it. Stadium is going crazy. So now it's over. I'm minding my business. Every so often, a decent 49er fan would be like, good game. Then you had the ones that was in your face. They in your face saying, whatever. So I'm this whole time, it's always more than just taking the L. You're getting like abused verbally. Like I'm getting excited just talking about it, right? Like they're in your face. Like you in my personal space, bro. Get out of my face, right? I just lost. I ain't done nothing to nobody. What you in my face for, right? So I'm out I'm waiting on everybody to pass. You know, you come down the stairs and you're in the little hallway trying to get out to the main. I'm sitting there. I'm doing my live stream. Some people decide to get rowdy and say something. And I had enough. And this lady that was not too far from me. She had commented on my beard and all that stuff. She grabbed me, and because I was like in the process of this, right? And she was like, "We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it." She didn't know me. I didn't know her. We just met each other in passing. We're not gonna do it. She had her man or whatever was not too far. We're not gonna do that. She was a Detroit fan, and she said, "We'll be back. We'll be back. We're not gonna do that today." And I was like, I appreciate you, because I had enough. I was at my breaking point of, okay, I've done it. I've been bumped by women. Something was thrown on us. Like, I didn't know if it was pee or spit or whatever. They throwing stuff. It's dripping on me, bro. So I'm sitting there the whole game and I'm taking this. And at this point, I'm like, oh, well, we about to get kicked out of here, man. Because I'm not taking it no more. Lions Syndicate might have been Lions prison block or something. So that's my story. Now, how does that circle back down to Sports Talk Detroit? I'm tired of it. I don't understand. It had to be one of the worst moments as a sports fan to see my team a half hour away from a Super Bowl and have the nerve to the very next day make a video on a San Francisco channel when you run a Detroit channel. How are you not in shambles right now? I couldn't even talk. Like, what are you talking about? And you making content about the 49ers and how they just did that sneaky good comeback. I was like, oh, no. And then from that point on, I was done. So let me show you one more thing before we get out of here. I said I was done for now, and I'm done for now. Okay? But when I tell you they can carbon copy themselves, this is what they do. This is the channel that was originally run, and they've actually started changing it up, I guess, because it used to be the same as the Sports Dog Detroit logo. This is the same brand. They just carbon copy a person and put it over here. 49ers, forgotten 49ers balling out at training camp. The Niners just made a flurry of moves. The 49ers just got bizarre news. 49ers see big shift at training camp. And as you can see, it works. It works. 17,000 subscribers. When I saw this, it had less than 1,000. It had a couple hundred. This is owned by them. This is what they do. Like I said, business model is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I'm trying to get there, but I refuse to get there the way that they get there. I refuse it. The people who run my channel, our channels, are fans of the team. They're fans of the team. You will never catch me talking about another team on another channel that's about said team. I've thought about it. You know how much money is out there for Rams content right now? If I was to change and start making Rams videos, it would blow up. It would blow up. I refuse to do that. I can't do that. It's not in me to do that. It maybe not be the smart business wise. So anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, about this 30-minute tangent about these guys. Probably nice guys. Business model is I guess pretty decent because it works. But I as fans of the Detroit Lions, I cannot respect anything they do. I got it off my chest now. Who else wants some smoke, bro? Look, I'm tired. We should make a checklist, a smoke checklist, and I just smoke them. I smoke them out. I smoke them out. I'm tired. I'm tired of the nonsense, bro. Smoke them out. It'd be called the smoke list. Braylon says, was it a watch party? Make Titans videos. They're going to shock the world. Hey, Gavin, send me a Titans creator. Now, I will make videos on NFL Syndicate because I like the NFL, but you're not going to be talking about, you're not going to see me talking about them. No, my passion is for the Detroit Lions and nobody else. Lions are in such a decline. It's crazy. This O-line is worse than last year. Are we really doing that, Gavin? We don't really know that. On paper, we got better. We got better on paper. Anyway, maybe I'll take this segment out because it went on way too long, but I've been holding on to this for a long time. But listen, don't get you a stadium wife. Take your actual wife. But of course, I was there without my actual wife. But and I just gave her that title because she did something my wife would have done. Like my wife being there would have been like, nah, we're not gonna do that. But she didn't know me. She didn't have to do that. She saw what was happening during this game. She saw it. I mean, Niners start picking on you for no reason. I'm sitting just because I was a Lions fan. Y'all see them? Who was them fans, man? Who was it? The Philly fans that were like assaulting people out, and some of them are, I guess, doing time because of it. Like last NFL season, it was people getting assaulted out there in the street because they had on, no, it was the Knicks fans. It was like that. It wasn't that bad, but they were getting like clonked over the head and everything because they had on the jersey of the other team, right? It wasn't that bad, but I could have seen it going that way. Like, I don't think 49ers fans will be beyond doing that. Like, real talk. So, anyway. Just saw the Brinks truck headed to Gibbs' house. $80 million coming. I was there for that, too. Troy was there for what, the Knicks? That junk is crazy, bro. Hey, the only thing I wish a brother would. That's it. If you know, you know. I wish a brother would. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let me get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, man, it's all good. All love. But I've had enough. And we're gonna start the new segment. Who want the smoke? Who want the smoke, bro? Because no, nothing I be saying be a lie. It be all facts. You want the smoke? I got the smoke. Like I said, man, I'm old. I'm getting old. I'll be 50. My father-in-law just passed. I'm dealing with that. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm an OG. Like I said, it's a handful of us in the space who make content and who are good at it. Me, Everything King, Raw Detroit. We've been around since the 2010s, bro. We OGs in this space. Multiple channels, all the whole thing. We earn the seat at the table. And we earned it, we grind to earn it. We OGs, we godfathers in this space. Yes, I'm a godfather in this space. And I'm going to act like it. That's it. All right. I'll see y'all later.